We have a special guest coming in. Guys, you can put the headphones on. We have Jykine Bradley joining us today. Jykine Bradley played at Middle Tennessee State, played 8 years in the CFL for Hamilton and Edmonton at DB, finished his career with 13 interceptions. Joining us from, you in Hamilton?
No, yeah, I'm in Hamilton, Nick. I'm in Brantford, Ontario.
Okay, I can see the side of your face. I can see. There you go.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we got Jykine in. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm just sitting here with Charleston Hughes and Chris Getzlaff. And one, I want to say thank you for joining the show. We always talk a lot about, I always tell one story every time that we're around each other. I always tell everybody the story. First time I met you, the first time that I really knew who you were, Henry Burris goes down in Hamilton. Jason Gesser comes in the game. And I remember Barado told him, he said, whatever you do, don't throw the field hitch. Tell us what happened when Jason Gesser came out there and threw the field hitch.
Well, Nick, as you know, the first time I let him get away with it, right? I let him test the water. So he threw the field hitch. I came up and I made the tackle. The second time he threw it, I took that thing to the house, 78 yards. It was a mistake that he made. He didn't make that mistake again.
Don't throw the field hitch. You remember those words, don't you?
Don't throw the field hitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're only throwing the field hitch if you're in cover 3.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
3 holes, you don't throw the field hitch. And there's not a lot of quarterbacks can do it anymore. You look at a guy like Jeremiah Masoli there in Hamilton, who's got a great, strong arm, who can fit it out to the sideline. So there's not a lot of quarterbacks that can get that done. But let's talk about what you've been up to lately. You had Bradley Sports performance and everything. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you were doing with the training?
One thing with Bradley Sports Performance, man, it's something that I started a couple of years ago. I want to say I had it for 7 years. I used to go to gyms to try to get into training and, have a platform to work with the youth. And nobody would give me an opportunity. So you know how it is, Nick, man. When nobody give you an opportunity, we don't like being told too often. So I created my own opportunity. And I started my own performance gym called Bradley Sports Performance. I start working with the youth. I start working with high school players. I start working with professional players and college players that's going on to that next level. I trained Chris Aki. I trained the Jordan Hoovers, guys that now is doing a good job in that league, So that was a good platform for me to get out there and show what I can do and give myself an opportunity to touch guys' lives. And as much as it was me touching their lives, it was them touching mine as well. You know what I'm saying? They always tell me what I did for them, but sometimes I don't think those guys understand what they actually did for me.
Yeah, it allows you to stay connected to the game. And I always say that when you're out there in the trenches and you're really giving the knowledge to those groups, I mean, it's a big difference between CIS and NCAA. Just from a coaching standpoint as well. So for you to take your knowledge and to do that, and then to parlay that into now coaching in the CIS. You were at Waterloo last year, right?
Yes, correct.
And I hear you're the best, if not one of the best, if not the best DB coaches in the CIS. And can you talk to us a little bit about that, your approach, how you want your DBs to play, and just the mental aspect of how you prepare them for games?
Well, Nick, I prepare them on principles, man. I coach our principles. I always say our principles from the, from the outside life, we can take that to the football field, right? So we start off with LDI, and LDI, it stands for Lockdown Incorporated. It's a mentality that we got. It's standing on principles. It's something that we started in Hamilton in 2005, and it's one thing that I stand on. It's one thing that I coach on. So I always tell my guys, our play is not predicated off what the offense does. That's going to change week in and week out. But what's going to be the same is our technique, the way we prepare, and our mental mindset. You understand what I'm saying? So we always going to go out there, prepare for whoever you put in front of us. It don't matter. We're ready to deal with the adversity because it's the LDI DNA, it's the principles that's inside of us. So that's my approach and that's my mindset, man. Everything I coach, I don't attack the player. I attack the principles.
That's it, man. And you can see the passion coming through. Right, you can see how passionate you are, and it's good because I'm very passionate about it because I love it. I've trained kids for 12 years, and I've worked with so many young guys that's gone on to do so many great things. And one of the things is passion. When you're passionate about something, you give whatever you have to give to it.
You find right now a lot of younger players really don't have passion like that about, sports and football. So when you're training your kids like that and you're teaching them how to be passionate about locking somebody down, what does it feel like to get no catches in a game and don't see no action in football games? And you really show them that that's the kind of level you have to play at, and that's the kind of level you have to get to play in a professional league.
Mindset is huge. Mindset is huge. Mindset is huge, and leadership. And when we talk about leadership and some of those qualities, you talk about principles and you talk about passion. Those are all qualities of being a great leader, right? You got to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to set what the value is. And the value is investing in yourself to grow to the point to have the chance to play this game for as long as you want. We know the game doesn't allow us to play as long as we want sometimes, and very few can walk away on their own terms. But at the end of the day, it's great to have people like you that's in these kids' lives. Also, I know that you're trying to move up into the CFL, and I think you'll be a huge addition. We're talking to Ryan Phillips later, and there's a lot of questions about young coaches. And I don't see it. And thing is, I've been around the game for 26 years, 27 years now, one coaching and 26 playing. So for you to be another guy that's played 8 years pro football and now coming in, coaching the CIS, training kids, and now wanting to move up in the CFL, what do you believe that you would add to a team being their DV coach?
It's value, Nick. It's value. Like you just said, man, you always got everything in life breaks down to value. When I was at Hamilton Gas coaching, I used to go to the guys and I say, listen, before when there was a stretch and I go to bro, I would go to every DB and I say, look, 4 in the possible. It's like playing spades, right? If you're my partner, I'm going to ask you what you got. You're going to say 4 in the possible. That's what we was expected to get in practice that day when it came to, I call interception brownies, right? 4 in the possible, but it was a mindset, man. And that's what I want to bring. I'm always talking about the universe, speaking into existence, holding each other accountable. Now, I would have loved to play for Charleston Hughes, play with him because I know that ball coming out quick. You know what I mean? So knowing your opponent.
No, keep going. Yeah, I'm with you.
Man, so that's what I bring to the table, man. It's just the mindset, It's the LDI, it's the principles, it's the mindset, it's the willingness to go out there and be great. One thing I learned from Coach O, the Mark Washington, the Jason Shivers, guys that mentor me that I can call all day and they give me advice is, everything is all about greatness. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are good leaders, they good coaches, but man, they better man. And that's one thing. If you want to surround yourself by guys that's always positive, not pessimistic about everything that goes on. And that's the key to success. When you lead and those players will follow, man, because they're going to see you standing on something solid. Principles don't change. Everything else going to change. Like I said, the offense going to change, but principles stay the same.
You will win, you will lose.
Standing on something.
That's it. You're going to win games. You're going to lose games, but you got to really trust in your view and trust in your vision that you believe what you're doing is going to help take your team or your position there. Me being around the running backs in Vancouver last year for the first time, and then I'm a type of person. I see you're the type of person that we invest in people. I don't invest in you as an athlete. I want you to be a great man. I want you to go out and I want you to play as long as you want to play. I'll give you the tools to do it. I always say if you build a house, you need more than a screwdriver and a hammer, right? So to be able to get in position to get the tools you need to be successful, now you can create a great foundation. You can build a beautiful house, but you can't do that. You can't do that if you don't have principles. If you can't do that, regardless of, people know me when I was younger, I used to talk a lot of trash. I used to say a lot of things, but it was more to motivate myself because I needed the motivation to be able to go out there and do it. I created the alter egos so I could be the superhero, right? So the Nicolo Dimes, the Geronimo Jones, that was the WWE character that I needed to create because I felt like I wasn't the type of person that could go on the field in front of that many people and do that. But when I gave myself an alter ego, now he was a bad mother, I ain't gonna say, but
there you go. It's the same thing with me, man. With Jykine Bradley, then you had Killer on the football field, right? It was just a mentality. And another thing too, Nick, is I always like to coach the why. So if I'm talking to a player, I'm not going to, when I'm coaching you up, I always say I attack the technique, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm asking you to do something. I give you an example, Nick. If we playing a team and it's 32 formation, every time the number one receiver motion down, and I'm telling my field side corner to get inside because that motion is gonna eat up your leverage. She's gonna put you from inside leverage to outside leverage because your new number one is your new number one becomes that number two receiver strong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the one that motion down is number three, and you're gonna get dig routes ran on you all day if you don't do it.
Exactly. They're gonna run across it with a dig, or they're gonna run into the flat double dig.
Yeah, and then set that up and then run a corner.
Then you run the corner off of it. Guess Lab gonna run that corner.
They can't throw the dig. They can't throw the dig at the pass rush there.
Maybe all us old guys, we can put together like a flag tournament. Yeah. Like all us old guys running against the young guys. We definitely got the mental aspect. Hey, man, Jykine, I appreciate you for joining us, man. You got any last words? I appreciate your passion. Appreciate you taking the time today to join us here on the Rod Pedersen Show. You got any last words, brother?
Hey, Get Flag, what's up, man? And my old teammate, Charleston, how you doing? Hey, Charleston, continue, man, and keep doing what you're doing to show greatness, baby. I love watching you play. I can't surf, but I get down there with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, anybody that's watching this video, man, hey, I'm always say the young guys in the league, man, I always ask yourself, you want to be good, you want to be great. And remember, what greatness is when you're in the midst of your trial, the midst of your devastation, the midst of your fire. And at that moment, you decide, I'm not going to be common. I'm going to be great. That's what it's about, Nick. That's how you change the culture, baby.
You just gave me chills.
Hey, that's it. Like, I let him. He should have been in Hamilton's locker room for that pregame speech right there with that one.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember. You think about when you give speeches and stuff like that. And I remember Teddy Atlas one time in the corner, and he told his boxer, he said, "You know what? We're in the fire." He goes, "But we're all right because we're firefighters." You have to feel comfortable in the fire.
Right.
When you're in front of that many people, there's a turnover, there's a change of possession. You look at the clock and you're down, and you need something to happen. You're in the fire, but you have to be a firefighter. You have to be comfortable in the fire. You're going the opposite of everybody else. There's people that don't want the ball in their hands. You're like, I want it. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's like, I hope he throw it over there. I want it. You have to feel comfortable in that fire. And I think that we've all excelled at that, and that's what allowed us to be as great as we were. Getz, man, how you feeling?
I feel good, man. What do you mean?
Getz got his Sunday best over here, man. This is a good reunion right here.
I thought I came in with the best socks on. No, I got the worst socks.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.